Yes, yes. Listen, it all starts with a decision. That's it. Like we all know that there's a bigger purpose for us out there. And we all understand that we were blessed with life, with a gift that once discovered will open up the doors to that purpose. But we have to decide. We have to decide that it's time to stop just talking about it. That it's time to stop just dreaming about it. That it's time to stop living the life that we don't want to live anymore. And that it's time to step into the journey of discovering our purpose. And what does that mean? That means that we have to start thinking about what accountability looks like. That we have to start thinking about what boundaries really look like. And that we have to start thinking about what consistency really looks like in our lives. Because all it starts with is with the decision to start. Before we can start, we have to decide and fully put ourselves in a mental place where, you know what, this is it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of being tired. I'm tired of living the same repetitive life day after day after day. I'm tired of watching others succeed. I'm tired of dreaming what it would look like for me to succeed. And I'm tired of letting myself down. I'm tired of saying yes to other people while saying no to myself. I'm tired of not giving myself the value that I deserve. I'm tired. I need you to get tired. I need you to truly be tired, and I need you to let that push you to making the decision that it's time to move forward. The decision that it's time to start working on that journey. The journey that you deserve. That I deserve, that we all deserve, and I've been there, I get it. And perhaps the route that I took is not the route that you want to take. Perhaps quitting your job and just going on a journey, perhaps that might not be a good idea. My house went into foreclosure, my car got repoed right from my driveway. Like that might not be your way of doing it. But there's a way out there. And we can only find that way when we decide that we want it. And so that's the first step. The first step to getting on that journey of attracting and truly discovering that purpose is to decide. And so I hope that with this video, you get it in your mind that it's time to decide that you've had it, that you're done. You're done. You're done with the thinking, with the talking, with the contemplating, with the throwing all these barriers in your own way and thinking that you can't do it. That it's time to be done with all these limiting beliefs. I need you to decide at this moment that it's time to go forward. Don't even go to part 2 of this until you know that you've decided. Because if you can't decide, then there's no reason to go into part 2. Guys, listen, if you truly want to get on that journey of discovering your purpose, that journey of true, genuine happiness, that journey of fulfillment over satisfaction, you have to decide. So please, tell me, have you decided? Are you done? Have you decided? All right, so part 2 on how to discover your purpose. Guys, listen, on part 2 on how to discover your purpose, what I would like for you guys to do is to take action, right? So now we're going to take action, and that action is going to come in the form of just a pad. I'm looking for a pad, just a pad. Pad? A little pad. And una pluma. A pen, right? So grab a pen and a pad or a pencil. Grab your phone or notes, wherever you can write things down, right? And I want you to take action. And that action that I want you to take is that I want you to start writing down, what does accountability to you look like, right? So it's going to be 3 things. First, what does accountability to you looks like as you're going through this journey of discovering your purpose, right? So I want you to start thinking about it, right? How can I keep myself accountable, right? And write down some of the ways in which you can keep yourself accountable. Does that mean maybe writing everything down? Does that mean you talk to one of your friends and they become your accountability partner on this journey? Does that mean that you look into perhaps approaching a coach? Someone who can help you along the way and also hold you accountable. What does that mean, right? How do you hold yourself accountable, right? And that's very important, because what we don't want, once we got to this point, And we did part one already. What we don't want is to kind of fall off, right? So we have to hold ourselves accountable. So write down, what does that look like to you? Does it mean that you have to get a friend, talk to a friend, a close friend, a family member, your spouse? Depending on your age, maybe talk to your kids. I'm not sure. Maybe get a coach. I'm not sure. But accountability, what does that look like? Second thing is, what do boundaries look like, right? So when you get ready to get on this journey of discovering your purpose, right? Working on yourself, self-awareness, working on discovering your gift and how that kind of transforms, and translates into your actual purpose. Like when you're going through that journey, what are some of the boundaries that you have to think about, right? Perhaps now you have to make sure that you aren't doing certain things that are going to get you off track, right? So perhaps that means that you're going to stop doing certain things that are going to give you more time, right? Because now what we want to do is that we want to use our time and we want to value it more, right? And so, yes, we may have a 9 to 5. Yes, we have a family. Yes, we have things that we have to do. But there's going to be some things that we're going to stop doing, right? So that we can have more time to start focusing on discovering our purpose, right? And so what do those boundaries look like? Again, maybe stopping the stoppage of some things. Maybe stop hanging out with some people, that perhaps aren't going to give you that positive feedback that you need, right? What do those boundaries look like? Those boundaries are going to help you start to build habits, right? And so let's focus and write down what are some of the boundaries that you think you're going to need in order to really get going on this new journey. And the last thing that I want you to write down is, what does consistency look like to you? Right? Because now not only are we going to be accountable, not only are we going to have boundaries, but now we have to be consistent with these things, right? Because that consistency is what's going to help you really hone in on those habits that are going to become the foundation of this journey. And so write down, what does consistency look like to you, and what is it going to take for you to be consistent? And so these three things are all part of part 2 on how to discover your purpose. Get a notepad if you haven't done so already. Watch this video again and start writing these down, because what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to not only write it down, but I want you to look at it, read it, go over it, and really understand what it's going to take for you to really get on this journey, like seriously, right? Not kind of get on and fall off, but really get on it and really stay on it. This is the commitment we're making. And there's going to be some kind of life-changing things that we're going to be doing, because we're going to go on this journey of discovering our purpose. It's big. It's huge. It's something that we're all blessed with, and it's something that we all want, which means it's something that we all have to work hard at. And so these things, as little or big as they may seem, are going to be very important to you discovering your purpose. So guys, please take this seriously. Think about those three things: accountability, boundaries, and consistency. ABC. These ABCs are going to help you start to get your mind in the place where it needs to be to really take this journey serious and really go hard forward. Because I'm telling you right now, one of the best things you could do for your life is to discover your purpose. And this is the beginning. Part 3. Parte 3. And in this part, I want to focus in on self-awareness. Self-awareness is super important, and it's a part of the process that we shouldn't skip. And often I see people skipping that part. And I think it truly is a mistake. Regardless of whether or not you get to where you're going, to that goal, to the end goal, or you achieve the things that you want to achieve, or you attract the things that you want to attract, not having self-awareness is going to ensure that those things don't last long. And so I don't want you guys to skip that part. And so with part 3 of this series, I want to focus in on self-awareness. And I want to give you a few different ways in which you can achieve self-awareness, right? But what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to choose one out of the 3 ways that I'm going to give you. I want you to use all of them. Because I think the more we can know about ourselves, the more we can understand about ourselves, the easier it'll be for us to not only learn about ourselves, not only understand ourselves, but hopefully love ourselves, right? And that's part of the process. The part of the process is to truly learn, understand, and love ourselves, right? And so the first way in which you can gain some of that self-awareness is by journaling some things, right? And what I want you to journal is your values. I want you to start writing down what are your values, what are the things that you value, and also what are the things that maybe you don't value as much, right? Like what are some of the priorities in your life, and what are some of the things that are not priorities? And what you'll find is that when you start to write these things down, you'll be surprised at how many things you do value, and how many blessings you do have, and how grateful you are for what you do have. And I say that because often we don't realize the good things that have happened to us and the good things that we have in our life until we actually write it down and look at it, right? We have to actually look at it and say, oh my God, I didn't realize that I had so many good things going for me, right? I was so focused on the negative. I was so focused on what I don't have that I didn't realize the good things that I do have in my life. And so what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to start journaling and writing down some of the values that some of the things that you value in your life, right? Write the things down that you value and the things that you don't value, the things that are not as important to you, right? Because I want you to start understanding who you are and what's important to you. And that to me is super duper important. The second thing that I want you guys to do is I want you guys to approach your best friend, perhaps your spouse, if that's your best friend, or if that's the closest person to you, perhaps a sibling, right? Or maybe even parents, right? Approach that person who you know and love, and who knows and loves you like nobody else, and tell them to tell you about yourself. To tell them to tell you about yourself with no kind of without holding back, right? Because the truth is, these people know us better, sometimes better than we even know ourselves, and sometimes we need that outside perspective from that person that knows us as much or even better than we know ourselves, right? And so I want you guys to reach out to that person or persons and just say, hey, tell me three things about me that you love, and three things about me that perhaps you don't like as much, right? And this is not like a way to look for reasons why now we should be upset with somebody else. No. This is just a way for us to get some clarity and some transparency as to who we are. Because again, sometimes it's hard for us to really judge ourselves and judge those things that we're not so good at by ourselves. And so having our best friend, our brother, sister, parent, someone close to us tell us can really help us really understand ourselves, right? And so that's the second thing. And the third thing is I want you guys to really consider taking some kind of a personality assessment test. And I know some folks may have already done this, and others may not even know what these things are. But personality assessment tests can help you understand your personality type, and help you really understand what kind of person you are and how it is that you best communicate and work with others. And that's going to tell you a lot about yourself as well. Personally, I recommend the DISC assessment. That's the personality assessment that I have taken, and that I truly believe has given me the closest results to really understand who I am, and has really helped me in my transition and in my journey of self-awareness, and in my journey of really discovering my purpose. And so please consider taking a personality assessment test. You can find them free online. You can also pay for them. There's different ones. If you have some if you have some questions, or want to really find out how you can know more about that, please just send me a note or a comment here on YouTube, and I'll gladly help you with that. So again, the first one is to start journaling down the things you value, the things you don't, the things you like, the things you don't. Just start journaling down things about yourself so you can start to look at it from outside in. And then the second thing is to talk to a best friend, a spouse, a parent, and ask them to give you three things that they like about you and three things that they don't, that maybe they think that you need work with, right? And then the third thing again is to take a personality assessment test that can really help you understand who you are, right? So just as I believe that in order to discover your favorite dish, your favorite sport, your favorite thing to do, right, you have to try different things, try different foods, try different sports, try different things to really discover it. I feel the same way about your purpose. And so for part 4 of how to discover your purpose, what we need to do next is start tasting. Right. So we have to start tasting different things that have, maybe drawn our attention at different times, things that we thought about doing, things that we said, I might like to do that. We want to start doing those things, because what's going to happen is that we're going to start to scratch some itches that we've had for a long time. And when I say scratch itches, I just mean that, we've had that itch that we want to try that job, that we want to try that specific thing. Right. And so there's only one way to really find out whether or not that is your thing, and that's to try. And so after we've done everything we talked about in part 1, part 2, and part 3, with part 4, what we want to do is that now we want to start to taste different things, right? We want to start to put ourselves in different places, right? In different rooms and tasting different things, because that's how we're going to really discover, you know what? That's not it. That might be it. Maybe those two things are right? Because it doesn't have to be one thing. But the key here is to really discover, you know, what our gift is, right? And to really discover that gift that's going to open up our purpose, right? And so the best way I believe to do that is to try different things. And if that means that it takes longer than maybe you thought it was going to take, then that's okay, because I'm here to tell you, you're not going to discover your purpose overnight, over 1 month, over 1 year. It might take years. It might take years if you're doing the wrong thing before you discover that the other thing was the right thing, right? And so what I want to really add to this part as well is that, you know, we have to be patient as we're tasting, right? So not only are we tasting different things, but we're being patient. We're giving ourselves time to really, kind of like sink our feet into these different things, so that we can really get a good feel of whether or not that is the thing or that is not the thing. Right. And again, always keeping in mind that in order to really discover that favorite dish, that favorite thing that we like to eat, we have to taste different things. And so, you know, our purpose, which by the way, I and I'll talk about this in the next and final part. I really do believe that we all have the same purpose. I don't want to give it all away now, but please stay tuned for part 5, or maybe scroll down on my YouTube channel to part 5. And I'm going to be talking about just this. We all have the same purpose. And I'll explain more about that later. But, you know, it really is all about us really discovering what do we really like, because that's going to help us with what our gift is. Because our gift would then open up the what our purpose is. And we all have a gift. We all have a gift that's unique to us. And we can only discover that gift by doing. Sitting around and waiting for it to come to us is just not going to happen. It exists. It's already there. It was given to us at birth. We're blessed with it. We already have it. But we have to work to discover that gift, because that is the key to our purpose. And so part 4 to how to discover your purpose is to taste. Keep tasting until you discover that gift. All right, finally, part 5 of how to discover your purpose. And so in this little series that I made, a 5-part series on how to discover your purpose, I just talked a little bit about how I feel, or what I feel you should do to help you discover your purpose. We all have a purpose. We were all born and blessed with life. And along with life, we were given a purpose, right? We were given a gift, essentially. And that gift will open the doors to our purpose, right? And that purpose, as I kind of referenced to before, that purpose really is the same for all of us. Our purpose in life is to give back, right? We were blessed with life. And it is our purpose to give back. In return for life, we have to give something back. But now it's up to us to really work and discover what our gift is, because our gift would then help us understand what it is that we give back, right? And that's what it's all about. Life is really all about kindness. It's all about, you know, we were given life and we have to give something back. But now what do we give? And discovering that gift will help us discover what it is that we give, and it'll help us live a far much more fulfilled life than the one we're living now, right? The life of instant gratification, the life of satisfaction, the life of what can I do now, the life of speed, the life of sprinting. That's not really life. It's really life is really more about delayed gratification. Life is really more about the marathon. Life is really more about the long run, right? All the work that it gets to get to that place, that it takes to get to that place, because that's when we really treasure and love where we end up, right? And so with part 5. What I really want to break down is that life, or the purpose in life, really is to give back, right? And so we talked a little bit about making that decision, right? So we made a decision. After this decision, we talked about what does it look like to be accountable? What does it look like to have boundaries? And what does it look like to be committed and to be consistent, right? With our mission and with our journey of purpose, right? And then in part 3, we talked about self-awareness, right? And the importance of understanding, right? Learning, understanding, and loving ourselves in that journey to purpose. And in part 4, I talked a little bit about tasting, right? Because at that point, we have to start tasting so that we can now say, you know what? This is not it. This might be it, right? But just tasting different things so that we can start to scratch different itches, So that when we get to that point, we don't look back and say, man, I wish I would have tried that, or I wish I would have tried this, right? And so all those 4 things lead us to part 5, which really is us discovering our gift, right? So after we taste, we get to a point where we say, you know what, this is it, or these few things are it. These are the things that I really like to do, and this is my gift. That's gonna help you understand your gift, right? And once you understand your gift, you now have to sit down and think, okay, how do I use my gift, that thing that I like to do, that thing that I'm good at? How do I use that to give back? Right? And so now we're not talking about money. We're not talking about income. We're not talking about material things. We're not talking about any of that. We're just talking about what do we give back, because our purpose, I believe, is to give something back. And so our gift will help us discover that. And so just by way of an example, I hope that you can understand it, right? So for me, what I discovered was that my gift was what you're seeing right now, right? The gift of gab, the gift of talking, of sharing, of really being able to storytell and to stand in front of people and talk to them, right? And so I said, well, I really love this. This is my gift. I love being in front of people. I love talking. I love communicating, right? I love communication, right? And now that I love that, what can I give back, right? That's my gift. And what's my purpose? What do I give back? And what I found was that my purpose was to give inspiration, was to inspire people to go through their journey, to go through their journey of purpose, to discover what their gift and what their purpose is. And that's my purpose. My purpose is to inspire and impact lives by hopefully helping others understand the importance of self-awareness, helping others understand the importance of self-love and the importance of truly knowing who you are, because that really opens the doors to what it is that your purpose is, and at the end of the day, really happiness, right? Because that should be the pedestal. Everybody's pedestal should have happiness above it, and because that's what we're all searching for ultimately. Sure, all those different things are great, but it really is all about the happiness that we get and the happiness that we're able to share with others. And so with part 5, I hope that you understand that once we really discover that gift, once we discover that thing that we like to do, that we're like, man, I really want to learn more about this. I want to dig deep and become the best at this thing. Then that becomes then that's how you discover your gift, and that gift would then open the doors to what it is your purpose is. But again, we have to now sit down and start to think, okay, how can I use my gift to give back, right? With the intent being to impact lives, and to really share something with the world. Right, to share something with the world, something that could ultimately become the legacy you leave once you leave us. Right, all the habits that you're learning, everything that you've learned on your journey will then become the legacy that you get to leave, and that's what the purpose is. Purpose is us giving back and leaving a legacy for others to remember us by. Because again, we were blessed with life, and at birth we were given a gift. And that gift is what helps us understand our purpose. And our purpose is to give back as a thank you for the life that we've been given. Guys, I hope that this helps. And if you have any questions, please don't shy away from sending me a comment or message here on YouTube or on any of my social media platforms. If you haven't subscribed to this page, to this channel, please subscribe now and like this video. I would really appreciate it. And don't forget, be transcendent.